India was silent, but it was not peaceful. Under British rule, fear was the law of the land, and justice was a tool of the empire. To protest meant prison. To resist meant death. And yet, in this suffocating darkness, one boy rose. He was too young to carry a weapon, but he was brave enough to challenge an entire empire. His name was Khudiram Bose. Born on December 3, 1889, in Bengal, Khudiram came from a poor family, but his mind was anything but ordinary. As a child, he didn't just hear stories of British cruelty, economic plunder, and the public humiliation of Indians, he absorbed them. They lit a fire in his heart. While many around him accepted their fate, Khudiram dared to ask a dangerous question. Why should we live as slaves in our own land? By his early teens, he had found his answer. He joined the revolutionary group Jugantar. He was barely 15, but his commitment was absolute. He became a shadow, carrying secret messages, distributing revolutionary pamphlets, and training in silence. The British authorities never imagined that a boy so young could be a threat. They underestimated him, and that would be their biggest mistake. At that time, a British magistrate named Douglas Kingsford was infamous for his brutality. He handed down vicious punishments, especially to young freedom fighters. To the revolutionaries, Kingsford was the face of colonial cruelty. A decision was made. He had to be stopped. In 1908, Khudiram, now 18, was given the most dangerous mission of his life. Alongside fellow revolutionary Prafulla Chokki, he was sent to Muzaffarpur with a single objective: to assassinate Kingsford. They waited. As night fell, a carriage left the European Club. Believing Kingsford was inside, Khudiram hurled a bomb. The explosion ripped through the silence. But fate was cruel. The carriage wasn't carrying Kingsford. It was carrying 2 English women who were killed instantly. The empire was enraged. A massive manhunt began. Surrounded by police, Prafulla Chokki took his own life rather than be captured. Khudiram tried to escape but was soon caught. Exhausted, starving, and just 18 years old, he was brought before a British court. The trial began. The British expected to see a broken, terrified boy. They expected tears, pleas for mercy. Instead, they saw unwavering courage. When the judge asked if he understood the gravity of his actions, Khudiram calmly replied that he did it for his country. He did not beg. He did not apologize. He stood tall. The verdict was inevitable: death by hanging. As the news spread, Bengal, which had been silent for so long, erupted. People who had never met Khudiram mourned him as their own son. Poets wrote songs in his honor. Mothers prayed for him. An entire nation, paralyzed by fear for decades, suddenly found its voice. Inspired by a teenager, on August 11, 1908, Khudiram Bose was led to the gallows. Eyewitnesses later recounted something unforgettable. He walked towards death with a smile on his face. Some say he was even humming a patriotic song. He showed no fear. Because, for Khudiram, the noose wasn't an end. It was a beginning. His execution sent shockwaves across India. A boy, not yet a man, had shaken the foundations of the British Empire. His sacrifice ignited a firestorm of revolutionary spirit. Thousands of young men and women, inspired by his bravery, followed the path he had forged, ready to give everything for freedom. Khudiram Bose taught us a timeless truth: freedom is never a gift, it is earned through sacrifice. He proved that courage is not measured in years, and that even the mightiest powers can be challenged. History is not only written by kings and generals. Sometimes it is forever changed by a boy who simply refuses to bow. More than a century later, Khudiram Bose still lives. He lives not just in statues or textbooks, but in the powerful idea that no empire is eternal, and no sacrifice made for justice is ever in vain. He wasn't just a revolutionary, he was a message that continues to echo through time. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories of courage from history.